Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. Thank you for joining me for this video. And we're going to talk about the situation here regarding Xavien Howard with the Miami Dolphins. Currently, he is unhappy with his contract, but that's no news right there. But apparently, there are several teams that are considered win-now teams. So think of some teams that are playoff teams or teams on the verge of making the playoffs that have the talent to make a deep run that can probably use a cornerback to help make their team just that much more better. Maybe they feel they're one cornerback away from there. You know, what comes to mind is a team like if we're talking to NFC, maybe a team like, the Cowboys, they may have some interest in someone like Howard. I mean, just throw that name out there. But there's a ton of teams that can certainly use some names. And not saying that that's, one of the teams. I was just saying personally, I think that would be a good fit there for Howard. But there's certainly going to be a lot of interest in him. And right now, apparently several teams are considering, a trade for Howard. Now, in terms of what they would have to give up, one would think that it would take most likely a first-round pick, and obviously you're going to have to make that commitment to Howard to give him that deal that he's looking for. The deal that he's got right now in 2020, as an All-Pro, he signed a 5-year, $75.25 million deal in 2019. But one thing about contracts, as time go on, they seem to become less and less in these players' minds in terms of, it probably at the time that he signed it, it may have been towards the top. But then even his own teammate, Byron Jones, when he came from the Cowboys and joined the Dolphins last year in 2020 and signed a 5-year, $82.5 million contract. So, he upstaged him by about $7 million in terms of just that deal alone. And then on the field, Howard led the league with 10 interceptions. Meanwhile, Jones just had 2 interceptions and allowed 5 touchdowns at a 60% completion percentage while in coverage. So clearly, if you look at that, Howard's like he deserves to be paid more, and rightfully so when you look at it by those numbers. He's a former second-round pick. He's reached 2 Pro Bowls in his 5 years, 5 seasons. In Miami, he's recorded 22 career interceptions. So, yeah, he's certainly someone that's wanting to capitalize and get that deal. So, yeah, and he's I believe he's 28 years old. And so, he's got a lot of potential still to him. He wants to capitalize, make that money now. And, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. In terms of the teams that would be interested, though, I certainly will keep my eyes out. And if we start to see some teams, get linked to his to the situation regarding Howard, then I'll definitely make a video about that in terms of, those teams, and then tell you, what I think in terms of, which presents the best opportunity for Howard, which team would be the best contender, with his additions, all of that great stuff. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and make sure you press that like button. And if you haven't already, do consider subscribing to the channel. I mean, I do appreciate all the support, everything that you guys say in the comment section. Definitely, I do my best to try to respond. So I appreciate you guys, and have a great rest of your day.